right? We all do, right? But I noticed it's not because it puts its trust in the branch. It's calm and confident because it puts its trust in its own wings. And you have wings also as well. So just remember, you are responsible. I remember when I got to introduce two of my favorite people together, superheroes. I talk a lot about superheroes. They wanted to meet each other, and we go to dinner, and it was Richard Branson and Stan Lee, right? The creator of what? All of the most amazing superheroes. And we're in the car, and I was like, can I ask Stan? I was like, I got to do it. I'm going to regret not saying this. I was like, who's your favorite superhero? And he says, Jim, my favorite superhero is Iron Man. And he said, Jim, who's your favorite superhero? And he was wearing, I posted this on Instagram, a big Spider-Man tie. And I was like, Spider-Man. Without a pause in his iconic voice, he goes, with great power comes great, you know it, responsibility. And maybe because I had too many head injuries, I tend to reverse things sometimes when I read or when I hear it. Maybe you know what that's like. And I heard something different. I was like, you're right, with great power comes great responsibility. And the opposite is also true. With great responsibility comes great what? Power. When we take responsibility for something, we have great power to what? Make things better. But when we complain and we put things off, right, that just wastes a lot of energy and time. And we can't be upset. Let's get real. This is a coaching. We can't be upset by the results we didn't get from the work we didn't do, but it starts with us, right? The you. Now, the O in your stands for outcome, knowing your outcome. One of the videos we have online has millions of views is my morning routine, right? The things, and I know Tony and Dean, everybody has their own morning routine. Mine's about getting my brain right. So one of the things I do when I'm in bed, instead of picking up my phone first thing that rewires your brain for distraction and reaction, I do this thought experiment. I invite you to do it also for this event. I say, I fast forward to the end of the day. And if a family member, my wife, a friend, asked me, how was my day? And I was like, today was amazing. I crushed it today. And I asked myself, what had to happen in order for me to say those words? Right? And I don't focus on my 200 things on my to-do list. I think about 3 things personally and 3 things professionally, right, that I could celebrate. And I would ask you to do the same thing. Over the course of this challenge, why are you doing this? Because things have to go from your head to your heart to your hands. If you visualize and have goals in your head, but you're not acting with your hands, you procrastinate, check in with the second H, which is your heart, right? The emotions. Because we are not logical, we are biological. You think about dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins. We're this chemical feeling soup. But you need to have an outcome because you can't hit a target that you can't see. So what are your 3 major goals? And keep them very crystal clear, because clarity, as Tony talks about, is power, out of these next few days. The U is understand. And when I say understand, I mean understand yourself. Like right now, everybody take out a piece of paper and write your first name on it. First and last name. And then when you're done, switch hands, and underneath it, write your first and last name with your opposite hand. Now, okay, many of you still writing, I see on the screens here. The second time, it took longer, feels a little bit uncomfortable, and maybe the quality isn't quite as good. And that feels like you're learning something. Have you ever been interested in a topic, but for some reason you're not getting it? It feels like you're learning with the opposite hand. So it takes longer, it feels a little uncomfortable, and the quality is not quite as good, right? And so show on the screens your first, show it's for like your name with both hands on the video. Catherine, awesome. Joey, where's your note? Show it. Perfect, right? And so the idea here is understand your learning styles. Some people prefer to learn things in different ways. We create an assessment hundreds of thousands of you have taken about, are you a cheetah? Are you a logical owl? Are you a creative dolphin? Are you an empathetic elephant, collaborator? But understand yourself. And the more, I think you need the curiosity to know yourself and also the courage to be yourself. And then the R in your, and I'm going rapid fire, is rest. At Tony's events, and I've been going to them for a few decades now, sleep is it's interesting, right? And here's the thing: how many of you want a better long-term memory? All of us, right? When you sleep, that's where you consolidate short to long-term memory. You clean out plaque that leads to brain aging challenges, but it means prioritizing your rest. My favorite ways of doing that: getting daylight first thing in the morning. Get 20 minutes of sunlight first thing in the morning will reset your circadian clock. No caffeine past 2 p.m. if you're sensitive to caffeine, because the half-life, it could stay in your system upwards of 8+ hours. Also, set an alarm to wake up, but I would prefer you set an alarm to go to bed. Your circadian rhythm, even on the weekends, loves structure. And then finally, a colder environment and a darker environment will help you sleep better. Now, the B, this is a big one, is believe, right? Henry Ford said, if you believe you can or believe you can, either way, what? Right? You're right. And people at events, they see me do these demonstrations, right? Where I'll have 100 people stand up in an audience and I'll memorize, and they'll introduce themselves on a microphone and I'll memorize all their names, and then people come to me and they'll say, Jim, I'm just too old. I'm not smart enough. And I always say, stop. If you fight for your limitations, you get to keep them. If you fight for your limits, they're yours, okay? Your brain is this incredible supercomputer and your self-talk is the program it will run. So if you tell yourself, I'm not good at remembering people's names, you will not remember the name of the next person you meet because you program your supercomputer not to. Even as you're going through the next few days, if you say, I can't do this or I don't understand this, just add a little word like yet at the end, all right? All right, perfect. And after that, what I would say, now that we're talking about the power of beliefs, because all behavior is belief driven. And Tony's going to go into deep about reframing your beliefs. Because in order, right, the sequence is really easy. It's be, this is the success sequence. Be, do, have, share. In that syntax, right? That's the order. You hear all the time when people win the lottery and they jump to the have part, what happens over time? Say it in the chat. Over time, right, they lose it all, right? Because they were having millions of dollars, but they were never being a multimillionaire or doing the things that would create that kind of wealth, right? And so the power of belief, just like I talked about that bird believing in itself, is so very important. But remember, if you truly understood how powerful your mind is, you wouldn't say or think something you didn't want to be true. And that's not to say you have one negative thought and it ruins your life, any more than eating just that one donut will ruin your life. But if you ate that donut 20 times a day, every single day, it would have an effect on us, right? Same thing with our negative self-talk. So if you believe you can, either way you're right, but monitor your self-talk. The R, this is a good one, is review. So one of the most practical things you could do to build your memory is to do a rapid review. It's called spaced repetition, right? It's spaced interval learning. And what that means is we don't always learn something the first time out. And when you could maybe review your notes from the previous day, or when this day is over, an hour later, review your notes, that's where you consolidate short to long-term memory. And there's nothing wrong with reviewing. The challenge is a lot of people take great notes and they never look at them again. How many of you are guilty of this also? Right? So what I would introduce you to is look at your notes and review it. And a good way of doing it, I did a whole chapter on how to hack your habits in my book, Limitless. And here's the thing. First, you create your habits, then your habits create you. First, you create your habits, then your habits create you back, right? And so your routines, I believe that the treasure that you seek, every single one of you, is hidden in your daily routines and in your habits. If you do the habits of meditation, eating the best brain foods, prioritizing your sleep, right, exercising each day, those habits create you back. And so the key, though, to create better habits is you want to make the things that are bad for you, you want to make it difficult, and you want to make the things that are good for you, you want to make it easier for yourself. And one of the things that you would do is to trigger your review is tomorrow, before you start, and you log on to be able to join us for day 2, is review your notes from the previous day. Does that make sense? All right. Rapid review and recall. They call it retrieval practice. When you could quiz yourself and you have a learning buddy, that's why I think it's so important to invite your friends and family to join us for this. And it's somebody you could do it with somebody, and it's more enjoyable, and you'll get more out of it. And you could quiz each other. So the review is, learning's not always solo. It's social, right? It's this whole amazing community that, in Mastermind that's created because a positive peer group, you know this, you've heard this so many times, who you spend time with is what? Is who you become, right? And we all need people to encourage us, to cheerlead for us, to be able to challenge us. And if you haven't found that person yet, my recommendation is to be that person. Be that person for somebody else, and especially be that person for who? For yourself, right? So if you want to be able to learn something, be able to practice review. Now, the A in the brain stands for apply. Tony talks about this a lot. Knowledge is not power. It has the potential to be a whole lot of power. It only becomes power when we what? You know this. Put it in all the chats and the comments. It only becomes power when we, Barb, you have it. Kat, Kevin, Nadine, when you apply it, right? And here's the thing, and here's the truth, and I have to call people out on their BS, which is your belief systems, right? All the books, podcasts, trainings, challenges, none of it works unless we do, right? And so how I'm thinking about it is you could read a book, for example, and if you've seen pictures of me with Oprah and Elon, and people always ask how we bonded over books, right? Tony talks about Jim Rohn saying leaders are readers. You read to succeed. You know, Dean was talking about Warren Buffett earlier. When I asked Warren, like he reads 500 pages a day. Because if somebody has decades, as Tony talks about, of experience, puts it into a book, and you sit it down, read that book in a few days, you could download those decades into days, as Tony talks about. You can compress that, which is the biggest advantage, right? But somebody who reads a book and doesn't apply it, they're no better off in their life than somebody who's illiterate, right? So what I do is I ask myself 3 questions when I'm learning. My first question, I'll write this down, even on the left side of your page. How can I use this? I'm obsessed with this. How can I use this? Because Tony talks about you have a reticular activating system, right? Your brain is primarily a deletion device, is trying to keep information out. What you charge, like your name, when somebody says your name, you look because you're trained. Your reticular activating system, your RAS, is trained to pay attention. So what do you put a spotlight towards? The things you have questions about. Right? And then all of a sudden you have answers. So if you're reading or you're learning, ask, how can I use this? And then you have answer. The second question, why must I use this? Because it goes from your head to your heart, right? You get into the feelings. Write this down, please. Results. If you want better results, reasons reap results. Without even remembering someone's name. If you want to be better at remembering someone's name, ask yourself, why do I want to remember this person's name? Right? Maybe it's to show the person respect. Maybe it's to practice. Maybe it's to do these things that I've learned in the Own Your Future, program and the challenge, right? Because if you can't come up with a reason, you won't get the result, right? So that's the application. And the third question I ask, besides how can I use this, why must I use this, is when will I use this? All of you have the number one productivity performance tool there is, which is your calendar. And you put your PTA meetings there, you put maybe a meeting with your boss, you put things, doctor's appointment, whatever, but are you scheduling your own personal growth? I truly believe as a learning coach, practice in accelerated learning and brain optimization, for every hour you spend learning something, listening to a podcast or reading or doing something like this, you have to spend an equal hour applying it, right? So that's kind of my framework. The